We're at the NFL owners meetings in Orlando with Saints special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi. And Riz, a big change to the kickoff rule. Just explain it to us, to the layman who doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah, John, I think for the fans, it is an exciting day, by the way. But for the fans, I would say if you thought of our current kickoff and you condensed it, that's probably the best way to think about it. You know, we've basically taken a 25-yard running head start away from the kickoff team. They're now up on the 40-yard line, and everybody's going to start when the ball's touched by either the ground or the player. And so, you know, we've done a lot of work on this. It's been a couple of years in the making. Myself, Coach Fossil, a bunch of the coaches from out the league. And so we feel like we've made this play a heck of a lot safer for the players. We're going to eliminate some of the big collisions. It's going to be a little bit more of a close quarters play. We're going to lower the injury rate, and we're going to bring this play back and make it more exciting for everybody.
Now, how does this affect roster construct possibly? Because now you're talking about two guys being back returning as opposed to one, and how that might, be Rashid, Shaheed, and whomever back there with him.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's a big deal. I think the two guys you have in the back both have to be able to handle the ball. So I think every team now is going to make sure they have two quote-unquote returners in the building. I think the core players, the guys that have to cover kicks and block for kicks, become much more valuable. Obviously at the Saints, we take that very seriously. We've always done a good job with our roster construction, but I think it's going to make everybody kind of take a step back and say, okay, we got to make sure that player, whatever it is, 48 to 53, are guys that, on our roster that are going to be core and have a high core value and be able to cover kicks and block for kicks, and it makes those guys more valuable. I think it's great for the players too. It's going to add a lot more value to the kicker, the returner, the core players. But yeah, there's no doubt when you look at the draft and free agency, you're going to want to make sure you got enough of those players on your roster for sure.
How significant is it to resuscitate this play? Because as you mentioned, it had become kind of a dead play in the NFL.
It was. We feel like we've revived a dying play. It's crazy when you look at the numbers. As late as 2010, there was an 80% return rate. And now in 2023, we're down to a 20%. And in those 13 years, what happened? We've tried to make the play safer along the way, but at the same time, we've kind of eliminated the play. And so that was our whole goal from day one is, all right, number one, let's make the play safer. And number two, let's make it more exciting. And so I think that's really, what we're looking at. We're trying to flip that rate back to where it was back in the day. The football you and I grew up with, we were used to watching every kick return. That's how Devin Hester's in the Hall of Fame, right? So we want to put that play back in it, make it must-see TV for the fans, and don't make the kickoff a bathroom break.
Yeah. Now, how much value does this add to a Rashid Shaheed and the next person who's going to be back there with him?
Yeah, it's a big deal because I think not only us, if you look at the teams throughout the league that have good returners, there's going to be some deals where they maybe try to keep away from somebody. If it's us with Shaheed or it's Dallas with Turpin, that second guy is going to become very valuable because he may see 3 or 4 more touches a game than he's used to. And so that, like you said before, that's going to be a big part of it.
All right. We appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
As always, buddy.